Hello, guys, and welcome to Sunday night's team call. It is April 15th, 2018, and tonight's topic is on curiosity marketing and just kind of how to post to your social media about the products and services that we provide without being salesy, because that's not who we are. So, curiosity marketing. So, what is curiosity marketing? So basically it's when you're posting, you, instead of just spouting out and giving out the facts and giving everything away, you leak out a little bit at a time to pique someone's curiosity, and it draws them in and has them asking more. So you want people to come and ask you what it is that you're doing or eating, drinking, and like what's gotten you to where you are today, or how you got healthy and everything like that. So I gave some examples of 3 different things that I think we post about. We post about our Shakeology. We post about the coaching opportunity and the community with that, and supplements like Energize, even just workouts in general. I didn't put a picture of that, but you can see none of them have the brands or any type of product name on the pictures. You know, my shake is just in a Ninja blender cup. I like to add sprinkles every once in a while it draws people's attention. Believe it or not, people love when it has sprinkles on it. You know, that middle picture, that's a Google image of a Zoom call screen. Those aren't real people, but it just shows that community. And then that third picture is my Energize, and I'll talk more about that. So when you're posting curiosity marketing, it is very important that you are, I think I worded this wrong. It's telling, not selling. So we're telling a story. We're not selling a product. We're not saleswomen. That's not what we do. So it's important that you are sharing a story versus sharing a product. It's sharing your story and how the tools have helped you is what's going to really draw people in. And people tend to pump the brakes when they start to see products, because we live in a world where everyone's trying to sell. And so we as coaches, we care about helping people and the well-being and actually making those relationships and helping them along the way. We're not just here to sell someone Shakeology and a workout program and tell them to have a nice day. A good example of this is, actually, I heard from someone at corporate talking about how he was on a flight somewhere, and it was October, and the flight attendant said that because it was Breast Cancer Awareness Month, when she came around to do snacks and drinks, she was taking collections for one of the breast cancer foundations. And that was all she really said. She went through, he said that when she came by and gave him, his peanuts and water, he didn't even think twice about giving a donation, sent her on her merry way. And she came back on the intercom when they were done and said, guys, we can do better than this. I raised $42 and there's 150 some seats in this plane. We can do better. She goes on to explain how she is a breast cancer survivor and how this research and the funding from these different types of foundations have helped her live another day to see her grandchildren grow up, to be able to see her children get married. And she really brought in the story as to why this foundation was important to her. She went around again and raised over $400. So it really goes to show the power of a story, and how when you're just talking about a product, how people tend to pull away. Another thing is, perfect is boring. People think that there needs to be this highlight reel, and it's important to just be you and to embrace that. Telling your story, whether it's something quirky or if you're having a bad day, telling that story, people can relate to that. And you're building a trust with your followers and the people around you. And that's really important to connect with people. And also sharing more about your life, not just sharing workout, Shakeology, Energize, workout, and be more encompassing, and you'll find that people can relate to you on more levels. They will know you for more than just that girl who posts her shakes and sweaty selfies. I post about being an OT and these different aspects. And, I post a lot about coffee, finding those different things that you can post about and bringing it all in. So it's not all just marketing, marketing, marketing. So there's some examples here on things that you can post about, whether it's families, kids, talking about the coaching opportunity, being a coach, just kind of the behind the scenes and all that. So first things first, when you are posting, this is really about anything, do not copy other people's works. People, especially your warm market, people catch on to that. People know when you just copy and paste a caption, if it doesn't match your personality, if it just doesn't match you, people can tell. I can tell when other people post things without their own authentic captioning. And it's a turnoff, and you just kind of lose that connection. You're trying to build trust with your followers, and people get to learn how you speak and how you present yourself. And so really, I will say that I have written things that are inspired by other people's posts, and I think that's the beauty of social media is I get inspired by other people, but full on just like copy and pasting, people can tell, and it's never pretty. We are CEOs of our own business, but as network marketers, we're selling the same thing as, you're selling the same Energize as I am. We're all trying to sell, challenge packs and invite people into the opportunity. So you have to find something that sets yourself apart from someone else. You have to brand yourself, and branding is a whole nother topic for a whole nother call, but it's important to be unique. So you need to set yourself apart. Don't just copycat what the top coaches are doing, because they're at a different level. Think of a book, I'm probably on chapter 5 of my journey, where they're maybe on chapter 76. And so the types of things that they post about and say and how they communicate with their followers is not going to be the same for me, let alone personalities are different. So it's really, really, really important that you do you, and that you talk about how you feel after having not name dropping Shakeology, but like, how do you feel after you've had this like nutrient dense shake every single day? And don't sell to people who are already coaches. The number one way you're going to do that is by hashtagging things that are pretty much coach related. Shakeology, Beachbody, Superfoods Shake, 80-Day Obsession. When you name drop like that, this is what happens. Someone sees, if I had the container of Energize in that picture there, someone can easily Google it. They can see the price for themselves without knowing the value. And they can form their own opinions on it, and they could go buy it from whomever. So the goal here is to draw that curiosity, so you start an offline conversation with someone and you get to explain to them the value of it before you explain the price. And you get to have that more intimate conversation. So my example here with the pre-workout, when I was a little late on the Energize train. It came out a while ago, but I just recently got it and I'm now obsessed with it. But I noticed that everyone has their own little name for it. Not everyone calls it Energize, and that's, because someone could easily Google Energize, and people call it go-go juice, unicorn powder, magic, whatever. People have all these names. And so I wanted to find something that was different and that I'd never heard before. So I thought of Power Potion, and I looked that hashtag up, and the only other thing on that hashtag is some other like supplements. So I hope when I use that hashtag, people stumble upon it and see that it's a better pre-workout than the crap that has that hashtag. But every morning when I'm posting about it, I'll say Power Potion Charge Up. And so I have this unique mystical name for it. I can't tell you how many people ask me about that pre-workout. Every day I post about it, someone's asking me about it. So there's an example of just how I created curiosity about it. I shared a story about how I almost went to the ER by using the super processed stuff from the gym I worked at. and how this stuff is all natural and it doesn't send me to the ER like the other stuff does. So sharing a story, bringing in that curiosity is really important. So when you're using your wording with your post, it's important to be specific without being too specific. So I kind of took these words here. So these are some just general that I could think of things or programs and things that we talk about and put them in different wording. So like Shakeology, I've called it results in a cup, chocolate salad, daily multivitamin, nutrient dense shake, superfood shake, programs like Shift Shop. It's a speed, agility, and strength training, 80-day obsession, arms, abs, booty program. I've talked about 80-day obsession in posts before, and I say like this arms, abs, and booty program is blah, 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 blah. I don't say like 80-day obsession is. When I did a booty transformation, I said this booty program is lifting and toning my butt, and I have a booty that's built, not bought. It's like my favorite phrase. I love it. Because we want to build our butts, we don't want to buy them. No implants. But things like 21 Day Fix, by saying it's a strength and endurance program that dials up this. Beachbody On Demand, it's like the Netflix of workouts. Challenge groups, there's a lot of different names for these, and it's up to you on how you want to word them, but I call them virtual boot camps. I've heard accountability group or challenge group. I like the main ones, but then there's also, I've heard like Body Shop. A lot of people have a lot of different names for the groups that they run. And then when you're phrasing being a coach, you could say a virtual health and wellness coach. Some people will just say health coach, or some people will just say like, I'm a coach. They don't really put any specifics to it, but those are just some examples of some different ways to word things that aren't giving away exactly what it is. So the best place to do curiosity marketing is going to be on Instagram stories and Snapchat stories. Snapchat stories, I wouldn't bank on too much success there, if I'm being completely honest, because there's not a way to like explore and to get a cold market. If you still have a warm market that people haven't really, reached out to at all, every once in a while I will post in my Snapchat stories, whether it's post-workout, it's my shake, it's my Energize. And I have had people ask me questions about what it is that I'm doing or what I'm drinking on there. It's just not on the magnitude of Instagram stories. The reason why we want to do curiosity marketing more on our Instagram stories and our Snapchat stories, that's because so say I post an Instagram of my pre-workout. When someone goes to ask you like what pre-workout you're using, they respond to your Instagram story and it goes straight into a direct message. You are instantly in a private conversation and it is now offline, and you can start that conversation with someone. Versus when it's on Facebook and Instagram feed, someone will comment, what pre-workout is this? And I think it's important that when someone asks that, you say, I'll send you a PM or a DM, whatever, and take it offline. But, when things are on those everyday feeds, if you answer the question right in the comments, well, people don't have to look any further. So it's important to be able to take the conversations offline. So here's some examples of what not to do. I went back through my Instagram from last year and I found lots of what not to do. I posted lots of selfies with my Shakeology with the label right there, which, I think that's not to say that you can never wear something that has Beachbody's logo on it or anything like that. So we're not trying to hide what we do. Every once in a while, I'll be doing a Snapchat story or Instagram story, and my shaker cup will say Shakeology on it. Not the end of the world, but when I'm actually posting and sharing things such as transformation, stuff like that, that's when you want to tame it down a notch. So you can see it was after week 1 of doing the Shift Shop, I decided to slap the logo right on there. Someone could easily look at that, Google Shift Shop, and then they don't even have to ask me any questions. The picture on the right, I don't even think I have to say much more about that. Like, just don't do that. Don't. I was really excited. Vegan Cafe Latte had just come out, and I was like, oh my gosh, everyone needs to have it. But no one gives a crap. Someone sees that and they're like, she's just trying to sell me Shakeology. Bye. Okay. So here are some examples of ways that I've modified. So this first one was a transformation, and I said, I tried to tell a story a little bit with it, and said that moment when you do a double take, when you look in the mirror, I'm starting to see changes in my body as a result of following a few simple steps. I'm down 3 inches in my hips and feeling more energized and overall happy. Happy Monday. I didn't really say anything about any products. I didn't tell anyone what I was doing, but I said that I changed something. I've lost inches and I'm feeling great. Happy Monday. Like, you can ask me questions later. So kind of leaving people like on the edge of their seat. The second one, I would say it was kind of doing that curiosity into this whole sense of community that we have here as coaches. And so I was talking about how I just had no motivation and really didn't want to get my workout done, but I had people relying on me on a video call, and they're the reason that I showed up. And so people get curious, like, who are these people that she's working out with on the computer? Like, what? And so drawing curiosity that way. And then I had mentioned like the booty transformation. This is the post that I was talking about, how I kind of shared a little bit of a story, and I said at the bottom it's taken 68 days to build this booty, and I'm really proud of it. So probably would have been better if I said like I'm 68 days into my booty program. But that's another example of talking about results and things like that while keeping people curious. So here's a good one with recipes. And this is one that I always had a hard time doing, was we like to just post recipes and just in the body of the post, put the recipe. Super easy. But then I posted this. It's literally a picture of, I think it's spaghetti squash with like bacon, full-fat coconut milk, really good. All I had to say was, oh my goodness, healthy's never tasted so good. Everyone was asking for the recipe. I didn't put the recipe in there, and granted, my mom is one of the people that commented, and, whatever, but I started conversations with every single person that asked what that recipe was. And I ask them like, oh, do you normally like to eat this kind of food? And just talking to them about food and stuff like that. And so that's another great way to just start conversations with people, is post a picture of a meal, but don't put the recipe in it. Have people ask you. I've done that very similar on Instagram stories, where I'll post a picture of a meal and I'll put a poll like, do you want this recipe? Like, are you curious what this recipe is? And anyone who says yes, I send them a message on Instagram. And I say, hey, here's the recipe. And sometimes I'll link it to my Facebook page. And again, start another conversation. So that is all. It was super quick, but it was super, I wanted to get kind of the juices flowing, and when we're posting, that we're not just pushing products and we're not just telling people to buy what we have, because we offer a lot more than that. And we need to kind of give ourselves that credit that we're not just selling a program, we're selling it. I don't even want to call it sell it, but we have a community. We have, people. There's so many days that, even this morning, where I just felt in a funk and I just wasn't with it. And I knew that I had this call tonight, and I was like, oh, I've got something to look forward to. And just, I can share that. Like, I was in a really crappy mood today. Like, it was rainy and it was windy, and, I just was feeling blah. But I've got these girls that are like all over the country that I get to hang out with, and it's like the highlight of my night. So to be able to share that I think is really important. But that is all I have. Does anyone have questions? I know there's not many people on here, but anyone has questions, I'm more than happy to answer. None. Trying to think if I have anything else to add. But hope you guys got to take a few things away from this, and that just really think twice about when we're posting, that, you know, we're at least make a conscious effort. You're not going to be perfect all the time. I mean, if you really want to see like what not to do, go to my Instagram or Facebook from like a year ago, and it's just like 21-day fix, shift shop, Shakeology, this. It's like, whoa. So that's all I have. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening, and if you are buried in snow, that you either get a snow day tomorrow or that you make it out well. So have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, guys, and have a great Monday tomorrow. Talk to you later. Bye.